Meghan's photo is marked in black ink in royal genealogy. Black ink notes make listeners afraid to turn blue. Hello, friends. Welcome to the breaking royal news about the notorious hypocritical couple, Harry and Meghan Markle, on our Kate Middleton and the Queen News version 2 channel. The truth is, all throughout history there have been scandals, but circumstances and times change. Now, Wallis Simpson immediately comes to mind, and let's remember that was back in the day that while they did have radio, there was not this instant news cycle, so most people wouldn't have had any idea about what was going on. Interestingly enough, when he was Prince of Wales, Edward VII also had many mistresses, including Queen Camilla's great-grandmother Alice Keppel. But in Victorian England, mistresses were not unusual among high society people, and most people just accepted the fact that Edward typically appeared with a woman on his arm. And back in the late 1800s, news spread quite slowly, so his behavior was really only known among people who moved in his circle of friends and his acquaintances. We can also look all the way back to the year 978. The retainers of Althryth, the widow of King Edgar the Peaceful, caused a lot of chaos when her teenage stepson King Edward visited her and his half-brother Ethelred, and they ended up murdering him, making Ethelred the king. And then there was King Sweyn Forkbeard of Denmark. He wreaked a lot of havoc for the English royal family when he invaded and conquered England, setting a precedent for his son King Canute the Great to follow. And then when Queen Isabella and her lover Roger Mortimer gathered an army in France, invaded England, and got rid of her husband King Edward II, making her son Edward III become king, they also wreaked a lot of havoc for the royal family. And we haven't even gotten to the usurpers such as Henry IV, Edward IV, Richard III, Henry VII, and William III. They also wreaked a lot of havoc again for the royal family. And King Edward I of England caused a lot of havoc too for the royal families of Gwynedd and Scotland. So when Meghan Markle found her way into the royal family, she did cause a stir. In the beginning, she caused a lot of favorable publicity. The country was supporting her advent because it appeared that at last Harry had found somebody he loved, somebody he wanted to be with forever. But it seems like Meghan was not the person that she tried to portray herself as. She was a mattress actress, she had been married before, and after a not very good early career, she had found some success in Suits. Instead, though, she was overly confident, she was a very pushy person, and she seemed to balk at life without celebrity. See, I think Meghan believed that being a member of the royal family would be all about the glamour and all about the luxury, and she wouldn't have to do anything in exchange for all of that. When she found out that she was expected to show up at events, to shake people's hands, and to make small talk with commoners, and do it all for no personal financial gain, she knew that that life was not for her. And we know that instead of just remaining in the royal family, Meghan sought fame and fortune in California. And at the same time, she set out to cause as much trouble for the royal family that she did not manage to conquer, as she possibly could. And this is where she's different from everybody who has gone before her. Meghan is now using the media to spill a lot of lies about the family and to do as much damage as she possibly can. But in the process of causing this media storm that has lasted for 3 years now, it seems like she and Harry have destroyed themselves. Now, we know she tells lies. She doesn't have any shame in doing that. And we know that Harry has sunk into this pathetic shell of a person who cannot take responsibility for anything and spends his time dwelling on every single perceived slight that he can possibly remember, slights that have become these wounds that Harry cannot heal. Harry's also become a liar, and he's delusional, and now he has sold his soul to the publisher Penguin Random House in return for money. One day, perhaps eventually, he will wake up and look around him, and if his eyes are truly open, then maybe he'll come to understand what he's done. But until that time comes, he and Meghan are going to keep on with more of the same nonsense until such time as there is no more media attention on the two of them. Meghan is a malicious gold digger. She's furious when the stiff and rigid royals recoil in horror when she was trying to hug them, but she expects people beneath her to curtsy and bow in front of her. I mean, what is it about this woman that bothers me so much? I cannot watch or listen to anything that she puts out. If I try to, I feel sick to my stomach. I just feel annoyed. She's just so grating. How can people not see through her fake facade? Considering the very short period of time that she actually spent as a working royal and the amount of trouble that she has caused, yeah, it's not proportionate at all. And this can only suggest that it's all been intentional. The only unanswered question is why? Why is she doing all of this? Is this really all Meghan Markle's idea, or did someone put her up to this? Just think about it. Now, you've got to consider three factors: the continuing course of Meghan's behavior, the observable outcomes flowing directly from that behavior, like the causal chain, and who eventually is going to benefit from all of this. And then we've got to ignore everything that Meghan has said. Instead, we need to focus solely on her behavior and what she does. One viewer weighed in saying, "I am the same age as the king, and I actually find all of this quite distressing. The king was a single parent with an enormous workload and responsibilities, and in my opinion, he has done a lot of good for the country. Yet he is constantly criticized. This didn't start with Diana. He's been criticized in the press since he was a child. Nothing he has done, nothing that he is, has ever been enough for the media." His first marriage failed and his wife turned on him. The media loved it and lapped up every scrap it could get. Now his son and his daughter-in-law have turned on him. The media know not to trust a word Meghan and Harry say, but they are paying them vast sums of money to bring down the king and the Prince and Princess of Wales with him. Everybody is starting to not care about them. I seriously don't understand why they even have to push the story of their life out to the world. It's really none of our business. Just like Prince Andrew, you don't hear anything about him unless something bad happens. So we shouldn't hear anything about Prince Harry either. He's really not important enough to the throne. And one expert commented, "I just find it very sad that the media are all jumping on this particular bandwagon to have him on their talk shows. Do people not understand that the people he is knocking and lying about, the people whose private lives he's splashing all over the world, are actually real living people? I wonder how any of them would react if one of their families should do the same to them." I hope karma gets these talk show hosts just as surely as it will get that vile Harry and his wife. The evil Sussex has children at school and is too young to understand all of this, but surely it will somehow get into their lives as well. Children at school can be cruel, and sure someone will say something. My heart bleeds for the royal family right now. And what do you think about that witch Meghan Markle, the booty that Harry brought back to the royal family 4 years ago? Please let us know your thoughts below in the comments section, and we hope you have found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave us a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back to see you in the next videos. Bye-bye now.